Hello, my friends, hello, and welcome once again to Stately Vaughan Manor, where Roger and I have returned to talk about, well, some changes that are coming to this dopey channel. It is time to rebuild and reconstruct this channel. These changes were unfortunately inevitable, I think. So, what's going on over here at Stately Vaughan Manor? What changes are we going to be making? Well, probably the biggest change to the channel is going to be fewer videos on average. When I started doing BookTube, I was making videos every day. And even nowadays, I usually only miss maybe 1 or 2 days a week. But in the new schedule, and it's going to be a schedule, it's going to be 4 videos a week. I'm only going to be doing 4 videos a week. And that's it. Even if I want to do more than 4, I'm not going to. I'm only going to do 4. The reason for this, well, it's a pretty basic reason. I don't have as much time now as I did when I started doing the channel. Some things have changed in my life. Roger's strangling more people or more bodies to bury. Things like that. It keeps me pretty busy. Oh, the stuff that goes on here at the manor, you wouldn't believe it. But it keeps me pretty busy, all these obligations. Family obligations, murder obligations, monster obligations. There are all kinds of obligations going on over here at Stately Vaughan Manor, particularly during the week. It used to be that I could make videos during the week and I could make a video in the evening. If it didn't work out, I'd reshoot it in the morning and then the video would go right up. That's not working for me so much anymore. It's not working at all anymore, really. And I'm afraid that the quality of some of my videos has gone down a little bit here and there just because, you know, when I make a video and it sucks, I have no time to refilm it. And very often I'll put it up anyway. Like the other day though, like on Tuesday, I was supposed to have a video. I had 20 minutes to make it. I made a video in 20 minutes and it sucked. And it sucked so much that I didn't want to put it up, so I didn't. And I had no time to refilm it, so no video on Tuesday. And it got me thinking, you know what, this has got to change. This whole way I make videos. It's got to change. So what I'm basically going to be doing is I'm going to be making videos the only time I really have to make videos. And that is on the weekends. I'll probably be making 4 videos on the weekends, and those videos I'll put up throughout the week. And that's just going to be the way I'll do it. I've kind of resisted doing that kind of thing where you just make a bunch of videos kind of together. I know a lot of booktubers do that, but I kind of have been resisting it basically out of laziness on the weekends. I'll just make a video, put it up, and then just do other things. But that kills me during the week. You know, I'll just do some videos during the week. It just doesn't work anymore. And one of the reasons, actually, besides the lack of time for that, is that I don't have as much time to read. And so I need to clear out some time to... I mean, there's no point in making a bunch of videos about books if I don't have time to read books. It doesn't make sense, really. So there is time, like, during the week, if I clear it out, that I could read, because I'm able to read when there's background noise, like family noise, which happens here at the manor nowadays. So, I mean, you could like have a brass band going on and I could still read. That's fine. Making videos though doesn't work out so well. So this will free up some time to read, which is pretty important because my reading life, I think, needs a bit of a change as well. I think the other change to this channel is the focus is going to change on a few things. A lot of this stuff is going to be the same. It's all old stuff, Roger, just like us, actually. I can't say I'm young. I'm young compared to Roger. But yeah, a lot of old stuff. my focus. I mean, there's plenty of kids out there doing booktube about new books. This is going to be all old stuff, mostly. So what the heck am I going to be making videos about in the near future? Well, of course, there's Edgar Rice Burroughs. I'm going to continue with the Edgar Rice Burroughs deep dive. But along with that, I'm going to be focusing more on this channel about pulp and the history of pulp. I've got a lot of old pulp stuff, not just Doc Savage in the Shadow, although I've got plenty of that to go through, but some other stuff as well. So be on the lookout for pulp videos in the future. I'm going to be continuing to doing videos on horror, but it is pretty much all going to be old classic-y horror, like this, The Complete John Silence Stories by Algernon Blackwood. This book is amazing, and I have not talked about this book specifically. I will in the future, though. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about that. An upcoming event is going to be June on the Range, but I feel like that shouldn't be the only time I read and talk about Westerns. That's just going to be the month where I really, really focus on it. But there should be more. I want more Westerns in my regular reading life. And now, since I'm carving out a little bit more time for reading, maybe I'll be able to fit more of these in. We'll see. Now, one of the things that I've been terribly neglecting for months is the one challenge from the early days of this channel that I've kind of been keeping up on, and that's Stephen King. I know, I keep flashing up this book and never reading it. Well, I'm reading it this month. I'm gonna finish up Roger's Cheap Old Book Club, which is going to be continuing, of course. And then I'm going to read, well, then I'm going to read this. And then I'm going to read this. I'm going to be reading more Stephen King. And at this point, all these books I'm reading from Stephen King are old also, so they kind of fit right in. The one thing that's not necessarily old is I'm going to be starting back up and reading books by booktubers. See, David, I didn't lose your book. I am going to read your book. Books by booktubers like Monster Huntress by David Wiley. And I got the world's smallest book by a booktuber. Look how, this is We. This is 100 must-read science fiction novels. And this is by the Outlaw Bookseller, is one of the co-authors, I believe, of this teensy tiny little, I expected like, it's teensy tiny, it's We. But, you know, I want to find out what these must-read science fiction books are. And it's a book by a booktuber, so there you go. There's that tiny little one. One thing you're going to be seeing a lot more of in the near future is my vintage science fiction project, which will be continuing, hopefully reading more of these. Hopefully reading more. Now, all of that stuff is stuff I've talked about before, but there are a couple things on my channel that have gone by the wayside a bit. One of my major interests is ancient history, and I'm going to be reading more ancient history. I'll flash up an ancient history book. Basically, what I'm going to be concentrating on this channel, well, it's the oldest stuff around. I'm going to actually be reading ancient works by ancient authors. Not just history, but also drama and ancient poetry. Homer counts for that. So I'm going to be reading ancient stuff, the classics. And this is Julius Caesar, which I've got in this magnificent Landmark volume. Love the Landmark series. So there's going to be more ancient history on this channel. And, you know, I've got an eyewitness, so that should be great. But also, not just the classic-y classics, but, you know, classics. Something that I do on my channel once in a while, but I'm going to be doing a lot more of it, and that includes the return of the Sunday Penguin, which is a feature I sort of miss. So it's not going to be every Sunday, but I'm going to, probably every alternate Sunday maybe, I'm going to be returning to my Sunday Penguin feature, which I had a good time doing. So that'll be fun. Oh, and last but not least, everybody's favorite thing. Everybody's favorite, and that's comic books. Comic books. I just got some comic books in the mail, including this one, which Steve Donahue and I are going to be talking about sometime in the future. It's got Galactus. It's the Fantastic Four. Also, you know what came today that's really awesome? Warlock. I got the Warlock Omnibus. You probably watch that new Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It has Warlock in it, I think. Also, ooh, Blazing Combat. Hey, this will fit right in with this new event that Ollie from Criminali is telling me I'm not being subtle enough. No one will guess what it is from this. No one will figure it out. So yeah, I've got that. Now a lot of that stuff, like I said, is pretty familiar, but I'm going to be really focusing on those particular things and talking about the books and the authors in particular, focusing on them. Now the problem I know is that the fans of, say, this are not going to be the fans usually of this. Usually. There are exceptions, but usually that's the case. So it could be I'm mixing it up a little too much, if you know what I mean, but I don't care. You know, I figure, if I've got this channel, I got to talk about what interests me. And I'm hoping that by making fewer videos, I'm able to take more time with them and make better videos, make the videos of higher quality. And a lot of times I'm in such a rush all the time. This channel's a disaster. I'm not saying it's not going to be a disaster. I'm just hoping to make it less of one. But a lot of times, I have videos on my mind that I'm going to do, but then other things pop up and it's all chaotic. I'm actually going to be kind of scheduling the videos in my head, at least, and on paper, what I'm going to talk about when. I'm going to have videos up on Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That's it. Those are the days you'll be able to find me at Vaughn Manor. Every other day, I'm not going to be around. Sorry, guys. So, yeah, nothing tomorrow. But, yeah, so expect me and Roger. Roger, also another change, Roger wants to be in the videos more. He says he's being neglected. So, more Roger in the videos. So, Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That's when you'll see me here at the Manor with hopefully videos that, don't suck. Okay, guys, we'll catch you next time.